A question that burns in my belly day and night. Elders and collectives abide by their own tenets. It would require a powerful creed to unite them. And now this voice, this creed, finds our own ears. If it reaches this plane, it may reach others. It is over where I am concerned. It is through yet I do not recommend Shadowheart seek it again. The next resolution may not end in her favor. I understand much beyond your comprehension. More to the point, I know the cure for our condition. It is imperative we locate a creche. You do well to observe more and question less. Yes. In great... Then you start to hallucinate. Your hair falls out, and you bleed from every orifice. Your bones will change form. Your jaw will split to allow room for 4 great tentacles. All skin will turn to gore, and be shed to reveal new flesh underneath. Then you have ceased to exist, and a mind flayer is born. Because I do not intend to let this happen. Not to me, and if you stick with me, not to you. We must find my kind and be rid of the parasite. It's as simple as that. The first symptoms should have long since started, though. That is what puzzles me. Yes, if you give it no further thought. But anomalies lead to surprises. Bad surprises. Besides, what hasn't happened may yet come to pass. I have a confession. I was too hasty to judge you. I thought you witless, gutless, unimpressively bland. Now, well, you've earned my respect and more still. You've proven your wits. You are efficient and dominant, in and out of battle. You've proven your courage. I swear you would tear the horns off one dragon to plunge into another. And you're hardly bland. Your scent alone is enough to make my neck sweat and my hairs stand on end. If you must know, Vlaakith requires everything of her children. I can't count how many bruises I've inflicted. Can't measure how much blood I've drawn in the Undying Queen's name. I know only blood red and death black. My mind is silver, and my body steel. I am what I must be, say what I must be, to survive every beast I face and every wound I bear. Bah, enough talk. I will be plain. I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight, perhaps later. But I want it all the same. Do you? Yes. Perhaps one night soon, I will come to your bunk and take what is mine. Until that night comes, I shall keep enjoying your scent.
Oakfather's blessings to you. I studied one up close. closer than most would care to be to those things. A drow attacked me and I defended myself. Afterwards, I was able to examine the tadpole that emerged. Hideous, but fascinating. Like nothing else in nature, I'm glad to say. It's had the whole region around Moonrise Towers in a chokehold of darkness and despair for years now. Those who remained are shadow-cursed. If you don't die at their hands, then you become one of them. We have to get to Moonrise, but the less time we spend in its blighted surrounds, the better. Precious little, but I'm quite certain it can still be found. Aradin was convinced there was a hidden entrance in the Temple of Selûne. I'd start there. Well, there's hardly anyone left to share the responsibility with. Few who witnessed the fall of Moonrise still draw breath. What Ketheric Thorm unleashed is not something that nature can undo by itself. I must do what I can. I studied the Shadow Curse for years, but to truly understand it and stop it, I must reach its source. Perhaps. But we'll need to get closer before I can put my theory into practice. Put it from your mind for now. Once we near the curse, then there will be more to be said. There are few things that are too strong for me. And cast those regrets aside. You did not get caught up in the moment. You seized it. In other circumstances, I would have done the same. Perhaps. But best to not dwell on nights past. There are plenty more yet to come. With such stimulating company? Never better.
Well met. A possibility that's kept me awake countless nights. But I don't have a clue where to start, other than play her games and play by the rules. That's the only language devils listen to. She could kill me for one, and that's not the worst of it. My contract is very clear. I can bring Mizora no harm. She'll have to let me out of my pact willingly. The only way out is if I can out-bargain her. We're standing here with nothing but the clothes on our backs and the worms in our heads. We can. I'm sure of it. How glad I am that you see me as more than my patron's pet.
What's on your mind? If it should ever come to that, if I ever know I am no longer able to stop it, I will do anything I can to ensure no one but me pays for my mistakes. I will find the remotest place on the surface of Faerun, or perhaps far below in the depths of the Underdark. I will await that death, alone. I promise I will not betray your trust. You kept me by your side despite the menace that I am. If worst comes to worst, I will be long gone before the curtain falls. I know what it is to hunger. And I know what it takes to keep that hunger under control. He's done that so far, despite his condition. So long as he sates his appetite elsewhere, I'm happy to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Soldier. We were both part of Zariel's inner circle. Her by choice, me by force. In the grand scheme of things, I'm inconsequential to Zariel. Sure, I've got the engine, but I wasn't even her strongest fighter. But she favored me like a child favors a captive pet. Mizora envied the attention, I suppose. I'm sure when Zariel gave her the order to hunt me down, Mizora was delighted. I don't know. You'd think she'd have more important things to do. Devils and their pride. No kidding. The fighting, the chaos, the betrayal. It had the makings of a good stage show, but I did not want to be one of the players. You really did it, huh? Not worried about adding more illithid into the mix? Well, what can I say? You look fine, smell fine, seem fine. And yet, you're more mind flayer than ever. Hope you don't expect me to follow your lead in this. Do they? I'm not sure either of us can say one way or the other. We don't know what the costs might be just yet. You can say whatever you want. You aren't going to change my mind. Nothing will. I don't want to get more mixed in with this mind flayer shit than I already am. Got it? You'd agree with me if that tadpole hadn't eaten the sensible part of your brain. Now, are we done here?
Yes.
I've come to sate you, and be sated. I lead, you follow. So you think. Let's see if you're right. Gith train relentlessly. We know our bodies inside and out. Let me show you. Close your eyes and submit.
A pause, and then the flicker of a tongue across your neck.
Open. Taste. You would deny yourself further pleasure. Have it your way. We depart come dawn, and no later. And you will take your rest alone.
That's curious.
Yes? Well, obviously I would. But you have so many followers. In that case, I'd be happy to tag along. Simple.
set foot in a restricted area. A swift exit may be in order. You have outstayed your already flimsy welcome, and now you will leave. You don't have permission to be here. You're about to be ejected. You have outstayed your already flimsy welcome, and now you will leave. It seems the rules have not changed in your absence. You're still trespassing.
A better position. Magnificent.
On the move.
Fuck yes. Got it.
Still on my feet. Light on my feet.
soldier.
Where do I go from here?
Time to strike.
Let's cook with fire, baby. Nice little nap.
That's curious. Someone there? Close. That might be worth a look. That thing is small, and I am not. Circles and the celestial. It's the seal from that journal.
I bet we can work out how to open it. We'll have to go in to see the bottom.
Spend so long poking about down here? I'd much rather be outside, with the sun on my skin.
You've only just come to tolerate sun and you're already nostalgic. If you're going to complain the whole way, by all means, return topside. You could use the color.
watch your back.
Can't give up now.
What now?
Eager for battle.
Well, hello. That thing is small, and I am not.
Lethal. The Underdark is everything I thought it'd be.
And this environ seems worthy of a Githyanki warrior estimation.
Ah, to be deemed worthy by the great Lae'zel of Kresh Kalir.
Continue as you have, Karnak. You achieve the same.
Get back!
We are not welcome here. This much is clear.
Something over there. That thing is small, and I am not.
These fungal spores are everywhere.
Better not get buried down here.
What in the nine hells is that?
They're coming. They're coming.
No. And it's unlike any I've yet heard.
They are coming. You are coming.
My good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much. What now?
All right. Time to see what new horror's waiting for us.
within my best interest. Invenia via.
It's go time. No surrender.
Sometimes the only way out is through. What do I have to lose? Imprisoned for eternity.
All Sassunatean. Flesh once more. Crack. A pity Dawn cannot say the same. Hardly. I came here with the wizard Dawn. He vowed to share his fortunes in exchange for protection. A man called Zargrim stepped from the shadows. They argued until their words turned to screams. Zargrim summoned the spectator and fled. An unusual spectator at that. Adept at petrification. I was unprepared. I hardly paid notice. There was talk of a pact and a forge, as I recall. I will free the others, and we will return home. No more chatter. By the demon web. It has been so long. Dawn dead. I need to think.
A long road ahead.
copper for your thoughts? You really did it, huh? Well, and yet... Hope you don't expect me to follow your lead in this. Do they? I'm not sure either of us can say one way or the other. We don't know what the costs might be just yet. Ugh! How do you do that? Always making sense when I least want you to. Fine. I'll keep an open mind, all right? I can promise that much. Now, are we done here?
I don't think there'll be any more trouble between Lae'zel and I, if you were wondering. We can all sleep easier now. Well, apart from all the rest.
Relax. We'll kiss and make up on our own time. Someone prodding at a newly opened wound doesn't help matters.
The wound on my hand. It never quite heals. And sometimes it causes terrible pain to rip through me. It's my burden, though, from Lady Shah. I can feel her influence somehow. I cannot say. Not with what I can recall. But even then, it would not be for me to question her will. Lady Shah has her reasons. I'll try my best. But secrecy is ingrained in me. Lady Shah considers it greater protection than any shield or armor. It's difficult to say. Sometimes I wonder if it's supposed to be guiding me, punishing me, testing me. But perhaps it's none of those. Perhaps it's completely random. I'd like to hope there's more to it than that. Some meaning that Lady Shah will reveal to me when the time is right. Until then, all I can do is endure. It's less difficult than you might imagine, when you can't remember life without it. Pain is sacred to followers of Lady Shah.